Slow flow yoga. What is amazing about it? Of course, it's more accessible than other types of yoga, but the magic in a slow flow yoga class is that we can access the flow state or the alpha brainwave state. When we're in a beta brainwave state, we're problem solving. So if we're looking to encourage an alpha brainwave state in something like a slow flow class, we want to relieve all the problem solving from the student or client. We want to give them the props in advance. We want to keep things simple. In fact, even repetitive. For us as teachers, it might feel boring, but in fact, repetitive is really where the magic happens. So what you see in a slow flow class, some components you could use are 2 postures that are put together in a simple vinyasa. Inhale this, exhale that. Inhale, lengthen your leg, exhale, bend your leg. So that the student can get into the flow of things and focus on the way things feel and on linking their breath to their movement. Another good component to encourage the flow state is to use some memorized sequences. So we have our classics, Surya Namaskara A. You could modify Surya Namaskar B and have them step back from the front of the mat. You could find variations of the moon salute, Chandra Namaskar, or find your own flow that works for your class or student and keep that flow for quite a while over a series of months so that they can rely on it and lean into the ritual to calm down and down-regulate from a sympathetic nervous response into a parasympathetic nervous response. Another good tool I found is circular movement and intuitive movement and circular movement. For instance, a flowing cobra, where you're quiet after the student understands that they can move how they like, a goddess flow, circular mandalas, moving from left to right in side lunges. These are all circular patterns that are quite delicious for the nervous system, and they're antithetical to the way that we normally move, and it's really quite beautiful to bring the body out of vertical patterns. Slow flow is a vinyasa, and we do want to link the breath to movement, be it in those Deshikachar influenced simple series of 2 asanas, a memorized sequence in circular movement, or in places especially where a student might hold their breath. We want to then use our instruction to encourage them not to. So here's a few places that students I find hold their breath. Number 1, balance poses. They're focusing, which is great, but then they tend to hold their breath, which could kick up our nervous system into a subtle sympathetic nervous system response or fight or flight. So we want to move our breath in balance poses as well. Secondly, when they're listening to you, they might hold their breath. So it's fine to encourage them that their breath is always going to be more important than what it is you have to say, and to come back to their breath. Because our ultimate aim is down regulation, calming the nervous system, we want to be sure that we reserve time to do down regulating postures, postures that are on the mat, that do not require our effort as much or support. And even in those mat postures, that we encourage students not to say hold on and pull, but to allow gravity to assist them. This puts the mind in a more passive state. It helps the nervous system down-regulate. And we also want to encourage longer exhales towards the end of class. So anything that's yin, restorative, down-regulating, or longer is great for the end of class. And of course, as always, make sure you have a delicious Shavasana and that you encourage support in Shavasana so that the student can truly rest.